All right, welcome back, everyone. I know it's been a while, but we are here, and you guys already know. Before we get started, um, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Impulse, with Travis and Shane out in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. If you need any camera gear, whatever it is, feel free to hit them up. They do online and in-person orders as well. Shipping, if you're out of Wisconsin, they can ship anywhere. Feel free to check them out. Cool guys. They have everything that you need. Like I said, camera or even like rental, whatever it is, check them out.
Okay, so today we have a very special guest, and I'm so excited that she's here.
Yeah.
So she is a beauty and lifestyle content creator here in Wisconsin. I don't know exactly where you're from.
Waukesha.
From Waukesha. Yeah. Yes, so I'm so excited. We're gonna talk to her all today and ask her a bunch of questions, and then just
Yeah.
I'm ready to yap.
So let's get to it, man. And I know, like we took some time off, and we wanted to, find a guest, and you're a perfect fit for our podcast. So I'm excited to talk to you because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to know the whole content creation side, and then we'll get into it more about everything else I want to touch bases on.
All right.
But I love the confidence in you, like in your content. I've been following you for a while, for some time. I know Ellie too, and just your like confidence and like having like you motivate me sometimes because you're like, oh, like I just have this mindset of manifesting this and going after it. So
yeah,
you got to. If anyone's gonna believe in you, it's yourself. So you have to push yourself.
Yeah, because when I'm confident, people think I'm either arrogant or just like he's an ass. But like, no, it's just, you have to have confidence in whatever you believe in to go after it. Like, hey, if you want to be the best at like lashes or content creation, you just have to.
Oh, for sure. And I love your style. When you like follow me, I'm like, wait, he's so good. Like your cinematic and like the D-log and the color grading. I'm like, wow, he's amazing.
I appreciate it. And it's not easy, but it's a lot of work and time consuming, you gotta
learn. That. Yeah, right. The angles, everything. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. I was gonna say, so tell us a little bit about like your journey. Like what made you get into content creation?
Yeah, so I've been creating now for I think 2 years and a half.
2 years and a half.
Actually. Yeah, and the reason I started was because I didn't have anything to do. And I had just moved to Waukesha. And so I had like no friends, no nothing. I would just work. I work from home. So like you don't talk to anyone, see anyone. The only time I'd see people like is at the gym. So I was like, I need a hobby. Like I need something to do. And I always love doing my makeup. It's like therapeutic and it's like art for me. And I'm like, why don't I start like creating content? I always wanted to do it. I actually had made a page on Instagram like back in 2020 before like TikTok started popping off and like before the pandemic. And I started posting. I posted maybe like 2 videos and I deleted it because I'm like, oh, like I'm so cringy. Like you're gonna find this. And, like I just, I was just so embarrassed. Yeah. But then 2 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'll start and like little by little, So I just started in my bathroom, like filming and on my phone, and I started just creating like a small community over time, and that just kind of kept me going because it's like they're your friends, like you start meeting people, and I have so many online besties and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much how it started. It was just out of a need to like want community, we want friends, do something like a hobby and like something that like makes you happy. It's just like waking up and like you have purpose in a way. Like that's how I look at it.
So I know I see on like all of your posts, you get a whole lot of like engagement and stuff, like comments and everything. Now, are those people like people that you follow too and like you engage with?
Yeah, some of them are like that. Like some of them are definitely like my online besties, like creators that I follow, and like they follow me. You create friendships over time because some of them have been with me since like I started creating. So I know like some of them, I guess not personally, like not face to face. I've never met them, but like we message and like we talk about things. But a lot of it is also my community, just like the people that found me and like they like what I do and they ask me questions and like I think for me, I love when people engage with my posts because it's like what you did is actually meaningful or like it resonates with them in a way, and that tells me like you're doing something right.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's a mixture.
Okay.
Where were you living like before? Where were you living? Because I know you said that you just moved to Waukesha.
I was living in Madison.
Madison?
Yeah. So I went to college And then I graduated in 2020, no graduation. And I moved to Madison. I started working, and I lived in like this small studio. And again, because I worked in a lab, and again, you had to wear masks. I didn't know anyone. Because you're wearing a mask, you can't see people's faces, and so you can't see expressions, no nothing.
Yeah.
I never made friends at work other than maybe like two coworkers I sat next to, but even then they're like older than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I got the opportunity to work from home and just move in with my now husband, I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. But then again, it's like starting over, like all over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I lived. But
Okay. So did you like always live in Wisconsin or?
no, I lived in Texas, Brownsville, Texas.
Hey, Texas.
Yeah, Texas, 956. I lived in Texas. Then from Brownsville, I moved to Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi, I moved to, well, technically it was Portland, which is like right next to Corpus Christi. And then from there, we moved to Jefferson, Wisconsin. And that's when I was in like in 8th grade. So I think I was like 12 years old. And then I've stayed here since then. Jefferson, I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like really tiny. It's a small town. So it's like very like, it's in the middle of nowhere, like cornfields, cows, like stuff like that. But everyone's super nice. I went to Whitewater, University of Whitewater, which is like right next door to Jefferson, I would say. It's small, but yeah, it's nice living in like a bigger area now because there's much more to do, and like closer to Milwaukee. So
yeah. I have a whole lot of questions.
I do too.
If you want to just,
it's been a while, so I'm like, I have a lot on my mind. I just want to like get out, but no, no. So, all right. So then you moved from Texas to Wisconsin. So like, I was gonna say like, what was, because you went to school and graduated. What did you graduate in?
So
What's your major?
I did pre-med and I did pre-dental. So I got 2 different bachelors, and then I minored in Spanish because it's easy. I just had to get one. So, you got to do what you got to do.
So are you like, I always like trying to figure this out. So what are you like? Are you Mexican? Or,
yeah, Mexican.
Are you?
Actually, I just took ancestry test. I'm like 43% Spanish, and then like 40-something% Mexican, and then like 25% of me is like a mutt. So I'm like from everywhere, like Africa and Germany. Too. I'm like, what? Like, who the hell?
Yeah, I have some Italian, and like Africa too, and indigenous. So Juanita's out there.
Yep.
You're irritating.
But yeah, so I was just always trying to figure like, what is she like?
I would say I would call myself 100% Mexican.
So
but
you're Mexican.
According to ancestry, I'm
for
not.
some reason, you just have the, I don't know what it is, but you have like, I feel like you were maybe somewhat Puerto Rican, but I was just like, no. Like, she thought I was Puerto Rican when I met her, so I was like, no.
I kind of get a mixture of everything. People think I'm Indian, and people think I'm Native American, Mexican. People think I'm half black. I'm like, no, I'm just Mexican. Like, I swear.
So when you went, you went to college, and you grew up in Wisconsin, basically, pretty much your whole life, and then, no, you were into, you said you in dental, right?
Pre-dental, pre-med, yeah. And I wanted to go to dental school, but after I graduated, like, I had no support system. So it was just like, I had to pay my own bills. Like, no help from anyone. And it's really hard to like pay for the DAT, which is like the exam you have to like pay for to get in, or you have to take to get in. And I'm living by myself, like barely making any money. So it's just like, it's just hard. Like, it's hard to like even survive. So on top of that, trying to study, and like, I'm already working 50, 60 hours a week. So it's just like, it's too much.
Right.
So I ended up just kind of throwing that away. And then over time, I realized it wasn't something I wanted to do. So thank God, like, I think everything happens for a reason. But yeah, I just ended up switching positions. I used to work in the lab as like a scientist. Now I'm in the QA, and that's like my full-time job. But I get to work from home. Like, I have a lot of work-life balance. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do out of like content creation. So I like work every day. I have a like Monday to Friday job, like 9 to 5, I guess you could say. And then I fill my rest of the time with content creation because I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you like, how do you, I would say like that balance of finding time to make content and then working, it's hard, ain't it? Like,
it's hard when you're trying to learn it a lot, and you're trying to find like your brand. Like, that's something I like struggled with, because I'm like, I don't want to put stuff out there that just to fill my page. I'm like, no, I want to make a personal brand, and like, what are people going to know me for? And I think that's when I was taking so much time into like creating content. Now because I feel like I've know what I want, know like my space, it's easier for me to batch create like everything I want, and that's usually how I create so much content. It's like batch creating.
What do you want to be known for?
I want to be known as myself. Like, I don't want to be known for like copying anyone else. You know, like people know me as Adele. Like, I love makeup. I like that. Beauty lifestyle, whatever. But there's more to me than just like, I don't try to be aesthetic. I try to be raw. Like, my makeup videos, I don't use filters. Like, there's acne, there's fine lines. Like, I want to be relatable, and I've been through so much in my life that like I'm slowly trying to like put that out there so people can realize that like they're not by themselves, and even if you did have like not such a good beginning, you can turn out to be a little bit better. Like your life is not, it's not the end. Like, there's more to it, and I'm slowly trying to incorporate that into my brand. But just genuine, like a genuine, kind person. Like I feel like the way I am online is the same way I am with people. Like, I feel that you guys could. Yeah. I know I asked you. Well, maybe I'll talk about that. Just kidding. I'll talk about that later. But.
But I was gonna say, like, when you were making content, do you feel like at the time when you first started, you felt like you were just posting whatever, and now would you say everything is strategic? Just like, all right, I'm planning to put this out, or this is what I'm aiming for. Like you have a strategy of putting this out.
Oh, for sure. Like I guess like when I first started, everyone was doing get ready with me, and so that's kind of what I tried doing. But what people don't get is that like when you have no followers, no one gives a fuck about like who you are, you know. So what's the point of me talking to the camera and like telling you, oh, I'm doing this today, like no one cares. So I just tried first. I tried putting more videos out there, see what people like, and then just replicate the ones that they like do the best. You have to do like your analytics, and that's what I do right now. And you have to make it easier for you as well. So like I changed a lot of my brand. I used to be huge into reviews, but because of my 9 to 5, it's so hard to like edit. Like there's a lot of time. We're literally talking about this. It's so hard to edit your own content, and so when you're talking to a camera for like 30 minutes to an hour, it's like takes another 30 minutes or an hour to go through all that footage. And so I tried changing it now to doing just more makeup looks that are like easier to follow versus talking. And if I do want to do an in-depth review, I'll still do it, but I'll like make a script like as I go, so I'm not like mumbling to the camera and like repeating myself over and over and over again.
Like a voiceover, or just like
sometimes a voiceover, but sometimes as I'm trying the product, like I'll write out this like what I want to say, but I'll write it out into a sentence. Like you'll press pause, write it out, whether it's like on your phone or just a piece of paper, and like start writing out like things you want to point out about, let's say, a foundation, and create into a sentence, and then repeat that sentence, like talk to the camera. Sometimes I'll go off script, but if it's something that I'm like don't know how to put into words, or like I'm mumbling too much, or because sometimes I'll repeat things like 10 times because I'm like I can't say it for some reason.
Get sidetracked.
Yes, it's hard. Like ADHD is kicking in. I'm like, wait, did I say it? So it's just easier for me to have everything like structured if I can. But yeah.
Okay. No, because I like most of my content. Like, what I started doing now was like scripting things. Like, all right, I'm gonna say this at this moment, or I have bullet points of like, like I've been getting some tips and like watching other content creators too, and more like scripting now. So then that way I won't forget, like, all right, this bullet point, this is, oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna talk about.
Yep.
Or like, because when I would like make content, I'm just like, fuck, what did I say? I'm like, Ellie, what did I say? She's like, you already said that. I'm like, or when I'm done filming, I'm like, fuck, I should have said that.
He just wants to continue to like talk about all this pointless stuff.
Have you tried using ChatGPT?
A little bit, but like sometimes it'll like give me like corny stuff, so I'm just like,
if you give it the right information, like you already give it like what you want in the video, it'll give you a good script. Like it'll give you good ideas. You just really have to feed it information. I feel like the more you give it, the like best like.
And like asking for like the tone you want.
So I think it's just getting used to ChatGPT.
Oh yeah, it takes a little bit.
And then but like I like to just make like out of my own words, like just all right, what am I feeling and stuff. Talk about the topic and just like all that stuff. I know I shouldn't be doing that. We're focusing just on quality because the quality. I just love like the film and like the making sure that it's nice when you see it on your phone.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
that shit that I aim for.
Yeah.
But like,
Visually, yeah, I know
yeah, so
exactly
like,
what
and
you
with you
mean.
too, like I
I know
see some
exactly
of
what
your
you mean.
videos where
Yeah.
you're like doing the get ready with me, and they're just like crisp and like
Uh-huh.
you want to watch it because now it's so crisp, and you're like, what the fuck?
It does stand out. It does stand
Yeah.
out. Like I will
Mhm.
say that, like if you are scrolling and there's something blurry, I'm not gonna watch that. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
you
so
know, I
that's what
like.
I'm saying. Like people don't think it's oh, like just pull out your phone and stuff like that, but reality, like
I don't
people,
know.
It's a good
I
start.
feel, yeah,
it's a good start. Yeah,
yeah.
if you can't afford it, right? Don't I'm not an ass saying
And
it,
we're
but
not
like
coming for
if
you
you
guys.
can't if you can't afford it, then yeah, it's a good
And there
start.
do be, I'm sorry, but there do be some content
People-
out there that is like, I don't know. I love
Yeah.
watching it and they record it from their phones.
Mhm.
And so it's like, that's why, I don't know.
I think
guess-
it depends like what kind of energy or like vibe you want to put out. Because if you want like raw, you could film with your front camera and just like talk. It's like not even propped up properly. Like you just
Yeah.
want like
Yeah.
you're in the room like on FaceTime per se. That's what they say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, but if you want like crisp quality, like that's different.
Mhm.
You know, I wouldn't want to see a tutorial where it's like blurry
Front
and stuff like
camera.
that. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why
I guess you just gotta get used to using it. Is
Mhm.
what I'm trying to say is that if you know how to use your phone, then yeah,
yeah, using that camera.
because when I first started, like everything was on my phone, and then like shit, my first video went viral. That was on my phone,
Mhm.
so it's like people as long as they can see it, the quality, and it's good enough to watch, then fine. Whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
But like me now, I'm just at that stage where I'm just like lighting and like this camera, like everything into like cinematic
Yeah,
shit.
I
so-
think of it as like a piece of art.
yeah,
You know, there's more to it. Like once you really like have the love for it, like it's
Mhm.
not like, oh, I'm just gonna record a video. No, like you have the love. Like you're creating a piece
Yeah.
of art in a way.
it's
So-
like a whole different job, and
Yeah.
it's like that's why I struggle in posting things because it's like, damn, I need time to like literally sit like 2 to 3 days to plan it all
Mhm.
out sometimes, or it's like a day. I can get it done with a day. Like, let me see how I can script this out. And if it's done within a day, I can do it. Or if it's like, all right, 2 days, fine, I'm gonna push it out 2 days. Or I'm just like, there's times where I can't get to it within 2 days. So I'm like, I have to push another day. So
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it.
It's
And
it's
then-
nice. That's why I try to have a balance of like short form content
Yeah.
and like longer form, because then short form I can like constantly post. You know,
Yeah.
if I do need more time to like edit later on, then I'm okay because I got backup. You know,
Yeah.
But you gotta find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back then, like, I know when she used to do her makeup looks, you go on Facebook and just do the lives or just like do a quick ass video.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Back then, where
yeah, like I used to do like like, oh my God, who was it that had kind of started? Like, Let's Do Makeup, right?
Yes.
Okay, so her around the time when she was going live on Facebook, I was doing that too. And I'm so mad that I never like continued with it because I used to get views.
I was
like,
gonna ask, why did you stop?
I don't know.
Because you told me about this when I like saw you last
yeah.
time.
yeah, she was like probably same time that girl started. She
Yeah,
started, so
and
but she
then-
was just wasn't really consistent. Right?
No, I was very consistent. I was live every day.
No, I'm saying like I know, but like after that, because
because I think it was when
you were starting your
I think
beauty career.
no, because I had, was it
Yeah,
like that's when I got into lashes and stuff.
yeah,
So I think that's when, I guess just working and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of pulled me away. But then, like, I would still get those people like, oh, like what happened? And then I would be like, okay, and I'll do like another video. And like I used to do like those super like cool like close up eye makeup.
Oh yeah,
looks
yeah,
and
the
stuff, like,
OG.
yeah,
2016
yeah,
makeup.
exactly.
Yes.
All that crazy stuff I did, and I had PR from like Urban Decay. I had PR from oh my God, I can't even remember, from Tarte. It was crazy, but like now I'm just like, fuck.
Mhm.
Like I want to go back to that because like honestly,
You should.
I want to so bad because you really have inspired me. Like I'm
Yeah.
so serious because like, and I tell him all the time. I'm like, man,
You
dude,
totally
like,
should.
I want to so bad. That's why I'm like excited to have you here because I'm like, I really want to get back into it, but I'm just like, I don't know what I should do. Like, do I just, because I have like my, I don't know, I had created like a what is it, like a person, not really personal, but I guess one to post that kind of content. Like I had my old page, which I still have it, but I just whatever, I don't want to use that one anymore. So like I had restarted another one, and that's that one that I had came across you, and I followed you on that page first, and then whatever.
Wait,
but
you
anyway,
have a different account that you follow me from?
Yeah,
it's not the one I follow.
No, it's the by. Okay, so the one that you follow is the by Ellie De Leon, and then the other one was it's Ellie De Leon.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and I had that one that with that account was the one where I literally, I don't know, I had came across you one day.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I like her content, and then so like one other day, oh my god, one other day, I'm like scrolling, and then I see like a video of like the public market downtown, and I was like, oh, that's here, whatever. And then like I see it was you. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, and I think I even commented on there. I'm like, oh my god, you're from Milwaukee too? And you were like, yeah, I am, or something. And then yeah,
full
and
circle
then
moment. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
it's so funny. So I was like, but yeah, and then like I was like, I started posting like some of my videos or whatever on there, but then I don't know what the hell, I ended up stopping again, because I think that's when I was like, you know what, I don't know if I should just post my videos on my other one that I already have like established. But that's where I'm kind of like, do you think, okay, like in my case, and I'm sure other people probably want to know too, like, would you say for people wanting to maybe get back into it, or like just started to use, like, I guess which account to use?
Okay, so for you I would probably keep your business account separate. So like the one I follow, I would keep it separate for like your lashes, because people that follow you, they're following you for your work and like wanting you to book and stuff like that. You could maybe try it out, like see how they react to you posting a makeup video. But I would personally like go to your other page that you were kind of like building up. I think that's what you were saying.
Yeah, as
long as your account is in good standing, like you could look at that in the settings, which I'm sure you haven't violated any community guidelines, so it's in good standing. I would just use that. Yeah, it will take a while for like Instagram to push out your content. It will take months, because for example, for my page, my current Instagram page, I posted on it for like a few months. I left it by itself for a year. I was more on TikTok. I focused all on my TikTok. I grew my TikTok account. Then I went back to Instagram, and it took like, I would say 3-4 months for Instagram to start pushing out my content. Like I was getting like 100, 200 views. Like, I'm like, damn, like, come on, Instagram, do something.
Right. I think at the time, too, you were like at like 4 or 6K.
Yes.
No, 4. I think because when she first started following you, and it's so funny how like the algorithm works. Yeah. Like, and then I started coming across your videos, and I'm just like, I was like,
well, because I had started following just like a bunch of like, that like not really. I like to follow like the ones who aren't like all big headed, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. No,
but like, like the smaller ones, and like, so like, I don't know, I was coming across a bunch of people, so I was like follow, and then all of a sudden that's when I kept coming across yours. And I'm so like, oh, I like yours. And then I see the market, I'm like, what the hell?
That's so crazy.
Like a local, like
no, there's not a lot of people here that create content, at least not that I've like noticed. I don't want to skip over your question. I would go over your I would start on your other one, like the other one. Yeah. But like, keep going even if you're not getting the views. And I feel like a lot of people give up, and that's when I'm like, want to shake it. I'm like, stop. Like, you have to keep posting. And it's not like one post a week. No, like at least I would try at least 2 to 3 posts a week. And then if you can, do more. But do realize that I just talked to a Meta person about this. We were on the phone, and she said that like, if you post, let's say 30 times a month, right? And then the next month you only post like 20, it won't like Instagram won't push out your content as much, because you have to keep that number of like reels or post whatever you're posting consistent with like every single month. So if they notice that there's a decrease, they'll like, your engagement will go down. Yeah. So she told me that like, for me, I'm doing really good being consistent. She told me that she would recommend for me to start incorporating carousels, because carousels right now, they're slow growth, like slow views, but in the long term, they're actually really, really good. Yeah. So if you try to make them educational or like entertaining, not just like a dump, like that usually doesn't really go off.
Mhm.
It's more educational, entertaining, like a little vlog, but in photos and stuff like that, like something that'll catch people's eyes.
Yeah.
That usually does really well.
So how the heck do you get in contact? Like, is that just for
They
like
reached out to me.
really?
Yeah, they reached out to me. It was an opportunity came through. They emailed me and I'm like, I thought it was a scam. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
But then I looked more into it. I'm like, oh wow, like they reached out to me. They wanted to talk about things that like creators should be doing for the platform and all that. And I was so grateful for that opportunity because I've never, even though I'm bigger on TikTok, like I have like 36,000 followers on TikTok, I never got any experience like that from them. So it just like, it makes it seem like Instagram just thinks or like cares for their creators a little bit better. And them taking their time to like really go through your whole page, because she like had my analytics up, like she told me like she went through my videos and everything like that. I'm like, wow, like this is really cool. I never you know, who would have thought, you know? So yeah.
So how the hell do you get all this PR?
That's the question everyone wants to know.
Before we get to that, I just wanted to get in there. So do you feel like niche is like
oh my god, Emo.
do you feel like the niche is important? Like to
I think the niche is you.
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people. Of course, like there has to be some sort of like, I would say 3 pillars. So 3 things you really, really like and you would enjoy creating content on. So for me, mine are beauty, lifestyle, and sometimes I include fashion. I don't really do it just because like I'm a simple girl. Like, you know, it's here and there. I'll do shoes, a little comfort sweatsuit, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But I always try to keep it like together, you know, and I think if you're doing, you know, let's say lashes and then brows and then you're doing fishing, like that's weird.
Yeah,
like that's just that doesn't go unless it's like unless you're doing something to
that's me.
correlate. But if it's, okay, cut that out. I'm just kidding. But it's like you get the realm. So I try to do 3 pillars, and from those pillars you do like 3 different things as well. So you branch it out. And so like let's say for beauty, like you can have makeup tutorials. I do lip combos. I really love doing lip combos. And you could do reviews. Like that's 3 that relate to beauty. Then lifestyle, like you choose whatever you want. What was the question again?
Like the niche, like you feel it's important because like, you know, you told her to make separate pages, right? And keep business as business, but like I feel like the niche, like it, like you said, that is important. Just being you, If people like you, they're gonna like. Guys, I know there's a few creators out there where they're just themselves, and they're just like everyone just knows them about on that person. It doesn't matter what they really do, you know.
I think. So yeah, the way you're talking about it, it's 100% correct. It's when you start. Yeah. Like I think that's the important part. When you start, you want to have the niche, and because again, people don't care about you. They don't know you. So once they realize like who you like, what you do, they're interested in like what you're creating, then you can start like dabbling a little of like who you are and like share your thoughts and share this and then more people will find you. But I think it's important to have like a kind of a niche at the beginning and then spreading your wings. Like,
so then okay, like for me, for example, so going back to my page my account that I had made, right, for this kind of content, motherfucker, I forgot my question. Okay, so like that one I was gonna say, good, I think right now, I don't know, I have it on like beauty, lifestyle, and then I think like family or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people do that.
Something like that. Yeah. So
or pack a lunch shit for my husband at 4 a.m.
Fucking dude, I be dying at those though. Some of them, one of the guys I guess cheated and she'd be fucking his lunch up. Damn.
Or
with like rotten cheese.
Or the moms that be packing their daughters or sons this big ass
meal. Oh yeah, and
like,
they're like, damn, how what construction site is your daughter working at today? Like that. No, but for real. No, okay, so go back to the question. Okay, so yeah, if I did those 3, right? And then so I should just maybe starting back out, just kind of stick to those 3.
Yeah.
Stick to those 3 until I start to build.
Oh yeah.
And then I kind of like open up more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And I think what people also really like is opinionative, can't say the word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Videos where you give your opinion on something and you either rile up the pot or people like really agree with you. And there's like a bunch of ways you can do that, you know, but I think like those are other videos that you can sprinkle throughout just to get like more attention, but it shouldn't be like bad videos, you know, like there's just like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to like communicate the idea, but yeah, something like that on top of what you're already doing, because it's not about you. You get a response from the people that are watching your video, but you're not talking about yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Can you give me an
example? Kind of like a story time in a way. Like let's
Actually, like,
what
girl,
is something
I don't
that
know. Like,
I'm trying to think of something I've seen recently.
I don't work for
like
Meta.
there's a video of this guy. His name is James. He has a huge following, but it's an example that I can give. He's like, I was recently scrolling on Instagram, and there was a girl wearing a bubble skirt. I think they're ugly. And they look like a scrunchie. It's like something like that, you know. It doesn't have to be insulting anyone, but it's something like that. Like you're just kind of talking. It's like FaceTime talks, like kind of what I said before, like stuff like that. But it's not. It separates content that's like me versus like you, like them. Like you want like content about them, not me. Because then that's selfish, you know. You want to like incorporate them.
Like
you want to be their friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just make it like, I guess, here and there, mixing it up, and making your content, showing that your content that you're making is for them too, and not just like, oh yeah, look at me doing this, look at me doing that. Yeah,
because it like it kind of defeats the whole point of like wanting to build a community, kind of like with lifestyle. Let's say today I vlogged everything, like I'm like going to film a podcast, you know, but instead of me, it's just like, look at me, I'm getting ready, look at my sweater, look at my pants, these pants are like, these shoes are from JD's. Like, it's not, you know, instead of doing just what they can already see, like, what's the point? You know, they can visually see what you're doing. So instead of that, do a voiceover of a story. Like, I can't believe it. I met like these two awesome creators, you know, from Milwaukee. Never thought I'd have an opportunity like this. Like, you have to change it, you know. It's how you approach it, and
like I'm sorry to cut you off. Like kind of like that guy. There's this coffee dude I follow, and he's like, come bootstrap a coffee business with me, and how I scale it, and we'll start and yada yada.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like telling people like, come with me on this journey, in a way, right? And doing what you're gonna do to, like, I want to see the journey and the and all the process, right? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's a story. It's, you know, it's not just, you know, it's something that they can really like, something that will capture their attention and like kind of relate to sometimes, you know. But yeah,
like we're gonna go and have dinner, breakfast, and then we're gonna go to
that's pointless.
Yeah. It's like, I don't give a fuck. It's more like,
oh, you live in the Milwaukee area, you really need to check out this new restaurant if you really like Asian food. Like, it's you, not me. Like, I'm gonna go eat at this new restaurant in Milwaukee. I really love Asian food.
That's like, fucking. It
like, changes. It changes your perspective, and like that's what you really need to realize. And that's what I was thinking when I started creating my brand. It's like, I was doing all these get ready with me's about me. I'm like, no one cares. You know, it's them. Like, what do they want to see? Like, what they want me to talk about, you know? So, I hope that, like, kind of helps.
Yeah, that makes
sense. Click.
If you think about it, too, like, you know, hate to say it, but there is a few jealous people in the world where it's just like, I'm going to go do that. And then just some people that are just like, oh, like, I don't care. Like, I'm here at my 9 to 5.
I'll be one of those people, because I don't like that shit.
You know what you do?
What?
Well, actually, maybe not.
No, tell me.
I was gonna say, like, if you have a rude client, like, you could do a story time about a rude client. And like, as you're doing your work, like, you could be like, so today I had a client and she hated her lashes. And she told me this. But it's like, it's not you talking to the camera, it's like you doing your work. So they have like something to fixate on, but they're still listening to you. It's just I just thought of that.
Yeah, see, and that's, I feel like I've always wanted to do something like that, but I'm just always like, well, what the hell do I talk about? You know what I mean? But
like, I know some people too, that's what I'm saying, like, I used to hold back a bit, because it's like, oh, this guy is just fucking complaining, or like, you know, like, or being negative, or what, you know. But then part of me is just like, I don't give a fuck, like, because that's what happens. That's, you know, that's what you're gonna deal with. You know, at
Not
times.
everything is positive.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you have what do you feel like? Do you feel like it's good to, like, I guess, let's just say if I do a review on something, right? Going to the store, you're reviewing the store or a product. Do you feel like you always have to be positive, or just have some
You
negative,
gotta be honest.
right?
Like, no one's gonna trust you. You're always like
Exactly.
good review
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like it's great to like something, but there might be some stuff that you don't like. And that's
Exactly.
okay. Like,
And that's what I try to tell people. And then they're just, like, I don't care if I get paid for it. Like, I'm going to give my honest opinion. And
Mhm.
sometimes there are people that, and they want to know too, because I've dealt with brands too. They're like, so how are you going to, like, what are you going to talk about?
oh
Like,
yeah, when they give you a script, no,
yeah,
I can't.
Like, I can't.
I
do
just
that
can't do
shit.
it.
Yeah. So I'm just like, nah.
Mhm.
I had to give someone their money back and give them
Mhm.
their money back because I'm not doing that. If I
Yeah.
don't like it, I don't like it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit here and lie for you. So.
Exactly.
I mean, like, I'm dealing with a company right now. They're just a lash brand, and they're like, "Oh, so what are you gonna do? Like, we can pay you this much for 2 posts. Like, what are you gonna say?" I'm like,
Or they'll be like, oh yeah, so I want to offer you this, blah blah. I want you to do what, like a reel saying how great our product is. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
No.
Hell
like,
no.
like, I mean, if I love it, I'll try it out, and if I do
Mhm.
love it, I'll say yeah. But if I like don't like it, I'm gonna tell you I
Mhm.
don't really like it.
Yeah.
But just right off the bat, talking about, oh yeah, saying how
Mhm.
great it is. Like,
Especially
come on
when you've
now.
never used the product before.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, at least send it to me and I'll try it out first before I
Right.
agree. Because what?
Yeah, like
No.
it's
Mhm.
just like no, like like right away, like I'll give you a referral code. I'm like I never even used this
Yeah.
shit yet.
Yeah.
So how do you know if I'm gonna like it?
Yeah.
So
No.
I mean, like, and going back to like carousels, because I do want to bring that up because that is very important because I know I'm at that point now where like I'll get notifications like, hey, sign up for our bonus for carousels, post within
Mhm.
like a month.
Oh, you have a
And
bigger
then-
brand or a
yeah.
bigger account, so that's probably why I don't have that yet. Like, look at you.
So yeah, like shit, I don't know if I was supposed to say, but like like but like some people will get that. They'll get bonuses for like
Mhm.
certain things.
But that's good to know because then
Yeah.
like that motivates me,
Yeah.
to get like even bigger.
Or sometimes people like will get shit that I don't get. I'm like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? I'm like, I didn't get that. How do you?
Yeah.
And then I Google it. I'm like, how do you get this?
For real.
And they're like,
That's how I
"Oh."
was with Threads. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've been on Threads, but people get paid like
Yeah.
for just threading. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I heard.
I want to be yapping and getting paid. Like, what do you
For
mean?
real.
You know what? I noticed though, like Facebook actually pays more
Yeah.
too. They
I'm
do.
on their monetization program for like ads, but I really don't get anything.
Yeah,
to be
So I'm
completely
like,
honest.
damn.
Like,
Last time I got like
Yeah,
$500 from Facebook.
Damn.
I'm like, damn, dude.
TikTok is where the money's at.
Yeah,
I'll
if
say.
you do the shop, I feel.
Yeah,
Do you feel
yeah.
like
I have done the shop, but I have to be genuine. Like, I can't. Like, it won't sit right with me. It's like
Yeah.
something that I really like, and it's like something I'll use over and over and over again in my videos. So like,
Mhm.
no, I'm not lying.
Yeah.
But yeah, the TikTok shop, it's good sometimes, not all the time, but
Mhm.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So back to the PR.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the PR, like, I mean, like, if you're comfortable on sharing, but if not, like, you don't really
Yeah.
have to because
Oh,
I know
no.
PR is
I'm comfortable.
a sacred thing,
Yeah.
to some people.
Yeah. I'm super grateful for PR. I will say that, like, off the bat, I never even expected anything out of starting. Like, when I first got my first PR, I'm like, oh my gosh, it was like lashes, actually. It was
Mhm.
lashes, yeah. And yeah, I was just so grateful. Not everyone's gonna like this answer.
That's okay.
But how I get PR, I don't have time to reach out to brands.
Mhm.
So I put all my time into quality of my work, and like brands see that. And so I think that's why it's so important to build your brand and have good quality.
Yeah.
And that's how I get most of my PR. They'll email me, they'll message me, and once you're like signed up for their PR, like that's it. Like you just give them your information, and then they'll just send packages out to you. So sometimes I don't even know like what I'm getting. Sometimes
Yeah.
I will because they'll send you a tracking number. But most of the time it's like, oh, like what's this?
Yeah.
So a lot of it, I would say like 90% of it is like inbound emails from brands.
Mhm.
When I first started, I did do a lot, like not a lot, but I would message them like on Instagram or try to do an email or something like that.
Mhm.
And most of the time they don't respond,
Mhm.
especially when you're a smaller creator, but some of them like will.
Yeah.
I know like some brands like YSL, Lancome, like they love working with small creators, and I love that, like because they're a luxury brand.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would always say like shoot your shot, because what's the like why not?
Yeah.
But I would also say like put a lot of effort into your page and creating something that you want people to see and that you're proud of, because other brands will see that, because you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
Even if you're getting like 200 views you don't know if one of them is a brand.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality that you really have to have whenever your views are low.
Mhm.
Because I would get like emails or messages from brands like Maybelline or L'Oreal. And it's like, I have 4,000 followers, like 2,000 followers. Like, it's just crazy. Like they find you. And now this year, since I started content creating, I never expected anything out of it. But I'm like, if I could ever work with this brand or like these brands, like my life would be complete. And it was Patrick Ta Beauty and Lawless Beauty. I love every Christmas and every birthday. That's all I ask for. It's just Patrick Ta or Lawless Beauty. Like, I just love their brand. Like, their products never fail me.
Yeah.
And both of them reached out to me this year through Instagram, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And the other one was Rare Beauty, and I like cried.
You said Rare?
Rare Beauty. I think I fell to the floor. Like my heart just dropped.
Oh my god!
And I was actually at like a ceremony when I got the thing. I looked at my phone. I'm like this is fake. And then I opened up my Instagram. I'm like, oh my god, it's reading.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's like they see your work. That's like I guess does that answer your question?
Yeah. Now, do you like tag brands?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You have to tag. Tagging is I would say number one.
Because if you don't, then they're not gonna find you.
Everything. If it's in the background, I'll tag it. I'm not ashamed. Like, no shame on you because you're trying to get attention from them. Like,
right.
The other thing I will say too is there's programs like third parties, I could call them, for small creators, but you have to like hit like, let's say 1,000 followers, and you have to be active, and you have to be posting that type of content. You can't just have like 1,000 followers on your personal page and like apply. Like, no, because it's an application and they go through it.
Yep.
There's I always try to get people to try to join the program or apply. So there's Skeepers. That's how a lot of people start. Skeepers, obviously, collectively, and what's the other one? I can't recall, but I think those are the big three. And those third parties work with brands. So once you get your applications in, they kind of filter you, and they're like, oh, she's a beauty creator, like they can work with this brand. And if they offer like PR to you, like they, because all your analytics are in there, so that's how they like pick you. And that's a really easy way to like get PR from a brand. You don't really have to do any work. It's just your information's in there once you get accepted. Yeah,
nice. Okay. What the heck was the other one?
Do you think this ideal, like when people start coming up on social media to work with like a management team? Like,
that was my question.
Oh, management team.
Work with like a no, no. I would say like a management or like what is it called?
Yeah, like a
manager.
Management. Talent management.
Yeah,
there you go. Do you think it's ideal or?
I don't know if I'm biased because I had management and it didn't work out. I think if you're able to manage everything yourself, like you're able to respond to your emails, you're able to reach out, or like you're having a good inbound, of brands, I think you're fine. It's really hard to find a manager these days that's willing to do the work for you. Like, for example, the one that I work for, or the one that worked for me, I would say, they weren't really sending emails out. They were just waiting for stuff to come in, and then they would take the percentage. And I'm like, well, what's the point? Because like I was already getting deals with them, so you're just ripping me off. So that didn't last very long. I just cut the contract short. But I would say that if you do need help and you're like kind of clueless of how to do things, and that's a great way, but just know that they're going to take money from you, which is usually like 20%, 10 to 20% of whatever income you are making from that brand deal. But yeah, I feel like it could work. Or if you just have like no time to do anything, then yeah, that's another one that
like you're like,
because you guys are busy. I could see you guys having a management because you have a business, like you have so much to take care of. So I could see you having management. But if you have time in your hands, you can respond, ChatGPT a little email, like that's my management. ChatGPT.
Or sometimes some creators would start their own management. I can do this. Like I know the ins and outs, but like I feel like if you're on like just this hideous of just like not going, like not getting anymore, like you get brands here and there, but then there's brands that you really want to touch, and there's maybe some management team that will can get those connects.
Yeah.
You feel like
that that would work, but there's another question you have to add on to that is what am I doing that's not attracting that type of brand?
Yeah.
Like, does my content reflect what they would want to see? You know, like if I'm making, let's say, a blurry video and I want to create content with YSL Beauty, you think my content represents like what they have on their feed or like their vibe? It's kind of like that.
Or trying to get with like a Nike deal.
Yeah, like you just, if you're wearing all Adidas and like you're like, I want to wear Nike, like come on, be for real.
Yeah,
it's something like that. Like you sometimes have to just take a step back and be like, am I the problem? You know, or are they the problem? Because if they're the problem, yeah, get management. But it was like, then maybe like rebrand a little bit. But yeah, you have to use the tools you have. So if you're able to have management as a tool, then yeah, like why wouldn't you? You know, if you're okay with them taking a percentage, and you know, sometimes you have to really have that trust in that management because you won't get all the emails. Like they're emailing for you, so you have to make sure that they're representing you well. But I have a lot of creator friends that have management, and they absolutely love their managers. So.
Or not robbing you either. They're like, you're gonna get this, but really, I'm getting this.
Yeah. Or they don't try to like. The other thing too with my management, I was like, this is like my rate, and they were giving me brand deals that was half my rate. I'm like, no, what do you mean? Like, I'm not. No, it's like I'm not doing that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort, and the camera doesn't buy itself. You know, I got bills to pay. Like, no, and then on top of that, you're taking 10%, 20%.
Yeah.
Now, how did you come up with your rates?
I came up with my rates by looking at other people's rates, other UGC creators, because I started off originally with UGC, and then I just became like a content creator, just pure content creator.
Okay.
UGC is user-generated content, so that's when you're creating videos for brands, and they can give you like a script and stuff, but it's not going on your page.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like a bit nicer, because you don't, you know, you're not
like you're getting paid for the content, but it's not like
it's not representing you. You're just kind of the model in the, you know, in the video, which is really, really nice. And I still do that sometimes. But yeah, I would look up like UGC portfolios. A lot of people have theirs like not like a public, you know, so you can just look it up, and it's usually on Canva or something like that, and go on there and see kind of what their work is and what they're giving like their rates, like what they're charging and stuff like that. And then I would also talk to like my peers, like my other, you know, creator friends, and be like, we have this much like people, you have this engagement, like what are you charging? And you know, you have to be open with people. Like when you finally trust a creator and you can talk back and forth and have an honest conversation, I feel like that's when you benefit the most, because it's like it's friendship, you know.
Yeah.
And so once I found those creators, we were both open with each other with like our rates and stuff like that, and that's how I pretty much came up with mine. You gotta focus on your engagement, quality of work, and experience. So that's like kind of like where you base off your rate. So you have a lot of engagement, you got over 100K followers, and then you got good quality, like you got high engagement. So it's just like you gotta get your money's worth, you know. Gotta pay for what you build up, because you didn't get 100 overnight. You know, it takes patience, it takes dedication, like consistency and everything.
So sometimes you'll lose some and then you'll get some. And it's just like on this balance, or sometimes you'll get a lot more on another day, and it's just like so it's trying to be consistent. And going back to like what you were saying, like you have to be consistent, or else like you'll lose that momentum. Exactly. But like that's why I try not to like let it go for like a whole week. Like I'll try to put something 2 times a week.
Also trial reels. I don't know if you use them.
Dude, I've tried them. I tried it, I think, like a couple times, and I was like, that shit was trash.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while for it to build up, but you're posting something, even if it's like the same post you just posted yesterday, it's going to people that you don't like, that already, like, it's not going to people that already follow you, because it only goes to non-followers.
Yeah.
But it's like telling Instagram you posted. So it's like, it's a good hack if you don't have any content.
Yeah,
it's like,
and then if it does good, then you can post it on your page, I guess, and then your friends will see it. But I would say, like, on this journey, like, I know there was a post that you were talking about mental health. I wanted to touch on that a little bit. So, like, was it, like, I guess, like, what moments did you have where, like, that made you feel just, like You know what I'm
Like
saying?
the need for me to make the video, or like my
Just like your in general, your mental
Or
health.
just the need to make the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or either or.
Yeah. So
Because when you make content, right? Like you feel discouraged sometimes when you're starting off, right?
oh yeah, for
So
sure.
you're like, and then you just like you have this. I guess what is it called? The word I'm looking for. Comparison.
Yeah.
What is
like
it?
the fudge. Oh my god. That's
You know what I mean?
Oh, imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome.
Oh
there you
yeah,
go.
for sure.
And does it make you feel like a little like depressed in a way? Like, you know, just
Yeah.
like, and not only that, but just like overall, like, what am I?
Wait, let her answer.
Yeah. Like, I guess like I'm just trying to make it make sense.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, on top of like content creation, you know, you have a whole life. So there's a lot of life that just lives. And it really affects you. And there's stuff that like I'm still trying to heal from. And that was like the big part of why I made that video. I'm super into mental health because I've just dealt with it so much. And you know how it is in like the Mexican culture? You can never express yourself.
Yeah.
And if you do, they call you crazy. They call you like you shouldn't like
Cry
you shouldn't
baby.
feel like that. Like what are you struggling with?
Uh-huh.
You know?
Like it's not real.
Yeah. Even if sometimes like it's quite literally physical. Like it's stuff you're struggling with is physical and you're just like, how is it not real? Like I'm literally, you know. So for me, mental health is just such like it just holds like a big part of my heart. And because it's May, I was like, I think this would be the perfect time to finally kind of share a little bit of what I've been through. I didn't want to get into all the details because it could be like a little too much for people, and they, you know, they might not be mentally well to hear that.
Right.
But sometimes when people talk about mental health, I think anxiety and depression is thrown around so much that like it could be the littlest thing. People are like, oh, I have an anxiety attack. I'm like, no, like that is not an anxiety. Like they just throw it out. But I'm like, they're like self-diagnosed pretty much, you know? And I'm like, there's people out here that are debilitated because of it. And you're throwing it around like it's nothing. And so that's why I had to tell like my part of the story, because it's like, it's real. Like, you know, that I'm not just BSing it and like talking out of my, you know, ass. So, so that was the main part, like the main reason I made that video. I guess when it comes to content creation, sometimes like comparison is the thief of joy, as they always say. You know, it's, you see, like I started with girls that, you know, you meet creators when you're like really small, you know, and you kind of tag along, you comment on each other's posts, you know, be friends, whatever. And sometimes they'll pop off. And they'll kind of like not leave you behind, but you feel left behind. You're like, why is like my content not doing well? You know, it's like, am I not good enough? And then it goes back to like, am I not actually good enough? And it's just it's comparison. It's like it robs you of so much. And so I try my best to not do that anymore. And I don't remember the last time that I like compared myself to a different creator, because every time that I'm about to start doing that, I'm like, I'm in my own lane. You know, that's their lane, their own journey. I'm happy. Like, I'm truly so happy with where I am with content creation. Like, I never expected to become like the next Alex Earl or like Monet McMichael, you know, like it was never in the, like in my thoughts or in the books for me. So it's like, what more can I ask for? I'm like getting paid for creativity that I like really enjoy doing. I have a great community. And I get PR, which like I used to save up so much money just for my makeup. I mean, like I'm trying to pay for my studio. I'm barely making any money. And I just like, I want to go to Sephora. It's like one thing is $40. I'm like, damn, I don't got $40 for, you know, that palette or foundation or whatever. So just like everything that I'm living through is just a blessing in itself. So that is like, now I just shoo those thoughts away. Like I try my best to like not even go there, because it's, where is it going to take me? Nowhere good, you know?
Yeah, because it was kind of like that time when she was coming up, doing makeup too. Like she was so in it. Sorry, shit. Even like doing like lashes too, right? Like trying to start a business, and there was times where it was just like it got. That's why I'll talk about it. Was the mental health, is because there's times where, you know, you feel defeated and you feel like depressed because you're like, you're working at this time. I was working 9 to 5. You know, trying to support everyone, and then trying to like, you know, fund the business and then the makeup, and then, you know, just like you'll get clients here and there, and you're just like, fuck, like you're so close to like quit, and like, when am I gonna get busy, or like when am I gonna get PR from people, and then, you know, just being consistent and having faith. I don't know if you're religious like that, but
Oh yeah, I love God.
yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ,
if you're
yes.
having faith in God, just like your time will come. You just gotta keep consistent and hoping that, all right. And then sure enough, she got PR, and then we got clients, and then it just started to really
Doors start opening. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like one moment you're thinking like, fuck, like man, I don't know if I'm gonna do this anymore. And then next, like literally, like maybe like in 2 days, like you'll have something that just like is waiting for you. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like it can get depressing when you start the journey if you're like serious about it. And that's what you kind of, I guess, inspired me and or her too. Is just because you're like you keep on going and going and going and stuff. So it's just like, and I know when I first followed you, you were like at like 6 or something, around
That is
7
so
around there.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was, I don't
And
know.
then
I've
now
been
you're like shot
following.
up to 10. So like
Yeah.
I know it's just that you've been consistent, so I see it. So it's like, like there's days where I'm just like, okay, she made this post, and I'm like, shit, like, and I'm like, I gotta be consistent.
Oh yeah,
No, for real.
Last year, relating to mental health, last year I thought I was having a stroke. Okay, so it was like my left side of my face and my arm started going numb. I'm like, what's going on? And the next day I was still feeling it, and I told my husband, I'm like, I think I need to go to the ER. Like, this is not good. Like, I felt like it felt numb, and we went to the urgency care, and they couldn't help me. They're like, no, you need to go to ER. Like, we think you're having a stroke. And I'm like I thought that's what I was having, because I know people always warn you about the signs of a stroke, like smile and like everything, you know. And so I went, and they were like, you're too young to have a stroke, the blah blah blah. They're like kind of gaslighting me, and they're like, we don't know what's wrong with you. I got a CT scan, everything. They ended up not being able to help me. They're like, you're gonna have to see a neurologist. The neurologist wasn't like, I think he wasn't working that day, or he was in surgery or something like that. I had to make an appointment for 2 months later. I'm like, I'm not gonna be living like this. And like day by day, it kept getting worse. Like it started moving all the way down my legs. Both my legs were like completely numb. I could barely like get up. It's like when you're it just goes numb. Your foot goes numb or something like that. It was like that for like both my legs. And it was like from your butt all the way down to your toes. So it was like super, super uncomfortable. And I'm like, I can't live like this for the next 2 months. Thank God. Like, I don't even know how it happened, but they called me back. They're like, oh, we have an opening tomorrow. So a week after my ER visit, I went to go see a neurologist. She tells me it's stress. So I'm like, that's when you take a step back and you're like, yeah, I need to chill. Because you don't realize your mental health has an impact until, like, an anxiety attack is one thing. And you know the feeling. But when you go months, like, without being able to feel your limbs, and it's like, you can't move, like, your body. Yeah. Because in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, like I need to like get help. And anyways, even through that time, I was still creating content. Like I was still so consistent, and it was just like, it's that drive. Like you just,
it's like committed to it.
Yeah, it's like fuck it makes you happy. Like it's the one thing I have to look forward to. Like even through that, and then this year I had back surgery. I sat, like, I laid for 1 week, and then after that, I was back on my beauty chair. I'm like, nope, I'm creating this content. Like, it's my happy place. And, like, I'm so happy I didn't even know that. So I'm so, like, it makes me so happy.
Can you record the surgery real quick?
Yeah. I did a whole vlog on it.
So dead.
I uploaded it onto YouTube because I'm like, well, other people are probably going to get this back surgery, so why not, like, share what I went through? But it's so funny. That is so funny. But yeah, that makes me so happy to like know that because that's been my whole goal, is like inspiring people, and to know that I quite literally inspired both of you. Like that just, I don't know, like it makes me so happy.
Yeah, because it's like, man, like, because you know, like in the world of like where people are trying to be creators now, or they end up doing good, or just wanting to start. And I do see a few creators where they'll get discouraged and then just be like, either like you said, like mental health wise, like, or they're so stressed and their body gets to them, because we've had those issues too, where like you're doing too much, like you got to listen to your body, and
the
some
fuse
people
goes off, yeah,
and then you get some people that like abuse their body, and they're like out drinking and like like not giving a fuck, and it's just like, hey, you gotta like chill out,
catch up.
Yeah, like you gotta listen to your body. Like maybe you're depressed because you're either fucking smoking too much or you're drinking too much, or you're not working out. So it's just like you got to take care of it's your body's a gold mine. So you have to, it's like, it's like a luxury car, right? You have to put oil in it every time. You got to take care of nutrients and all, just like a luxury car.
Unfortunately, you don't realize that until something bad happens.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what we came across, that where it was just like we were working so much and didn't take time on it in the gym. Now it's just like, hey, like for me, for example, like, hey, you gotta like chill out because your cholesterol is going up a little bit. You're eating like shit or you're eating too much red meat. And I find that eating too much red meat was a lot because I love steak. I love it.
I know you're a cowboy. What's that?
Yeah, I know, right? So I love steak, and then just like, there was times where I would like eat like shit, and because I wouldn't have time, I would just be here eating or whatever was on the table. So, or I'll order something that's like across the street because I just didn't have time. But now it's a priority where I go home and just like
and I cook.
And she cooks, and we'll help each other out.
Good.
We'll help each other out, and we're like, hey, like I'll take the kids this time to like do what they have to do, and then you cook, or like we'll help each other out, and let's do this. We'll cook it right away, and then we'll go and do this, or like we gotta go to our appointment. Let's just prep our meals before we have to leave. So.
And it's so crazy because like when I had started posting like whatever, like my whole weight loss and everything, right? It was like all these people like, oh my God, you inspired me to work out and all this stuff, or like what gave you the motivation and all this stuff. And I'm just like it's like with me. So I was I went to the doctor, or well, no, it was like this one.
She was having back pain.
I was having
That's
back pain really bad for like months. Like months, okay. Yes. Okay. And so I like finally
to the point where she was like, I'm sorry to cut her off, but like it was just like annoying in a way because she was like, it hurts and we'll get massages. And I'm like, it still hurts. Can you massage me? Oh, it hurts. Like literally every day.
I know how back pain is.
And then by a gun, and she's like, my back. So then she finally went in, and then I'll let her finish her story.
I went into the urgent care. I have not shared this yet, but I had went into urgent care and, taking the vitals and everything. Girl, my fucking blood pressure was ridiculous. And they were like, do you have a headache right now? And at that moment I didn't, but it was like, I don't remember what it was. It was like 180 something over.
But she would get headaches too.
And I would get migraines every single day. And then, so I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And so like that, ever since that day, February 21st of this year, like I like cried my whole eyes out. I was just like dead for like the whole entire weekend. I was in bed. I didn't feel good. I had to miss my son's like last little Super Bowl football game. And then that Sunday I was feeling better, but then I ended up getting another migraine. I went to Freighter to the ER, and like then the next day I made an appointment to be seen. I finally got put on like meds and everything for that, and like so that is honestly what got me to start, like, no, this shit is serious, like
finding out
this
she had
is my damn
blood pressure
life
that caused all of those
like this was like
it's one level. Thing, and then it just starts branching out into other symptoms.
And you don't know, you think it's just the regular,
like I thought it was just like, oh, my posture. No, it was probably my fucking kidney.
I'm so happy you
like
went.
Yeah,
what, God knows what
I know, and that's what literally scares the shit out of me, like. And I don't like talking about it because it's like I was still trying to accept it.
It's scary.
And it is. And so.
But it just motivates people to get checked and listen to their bodies too.
Oh, yeah.
So, it does. Yeah, for sure. It's like... And like, yeah, like I had told a few of my clients that like I'm very close with and stuff. And like, I swear like a bunch of my clients were like, you made me want to like book or schedule my appointment with a doctor and like get everything checked. And like, it's just so crazy because we do ignore that until something really fucking happens.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like I will never again. So that's what like I was like, nope, I'm dropping this weight. So I'm down like 33 pounds. But still going, period. But yeah, and like I was good up until just a month ago when my grandpa passed away. Then I feel like that, I mean,
levels on it. It's just
Yeah,
It's life.
I know,
Life's-
and I'm
it
just like trying to get back under control, with everything. I mean, I don't think it has
never
gotten
beat yourself.
crazy.
Never beat yourself up for missing. It's just life.
Yeah,
the gym will always be there.
Right.
As always,
I was still hitting it because I knew my grandpa was like, "Nope, you gotta go." He stayed with his weights in the living room, so I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. Like, I gotta take care of me. Good. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I know how that is, and like that whole anxiety thing, like I feel you so much because there are a lot of people who like throw it out there and be like, I have anxiety and all this shit. And like I have that and I don't want this shit. Like it is not cute.
No.
It is not fun. Like it's not a flex for me to say I have anxiety. Like that shit is like horrible.
Yeah, not being able to sleep because your mind won't shut off.
Yes. And like my heart, like all these palpitations, like bro, like I can't live like this. Like this is like my mind is just always like, what the fuck?
And you can't even explain it sometimes. Because it's so different with each person. But like
people go through it differently. Yeah.
Very
some people will be like sheltered because it gets bad, and it's like, or some on medication, which is whatever. But like, like I guess when it comes to like creating too, like with her, she'll like struggle on being on camera at times, like or people are looking at me, like, so like I know with you too, you have those issues too, like
filming in public.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get better because that's like one thing. Like, it's like the little voice in your head, like everyone's looking at you, and I'm like, no one gives a fuck. Like I know no one gives a fuck, but in my head, everyone's like, I'm the star. Like everyone's
or just people are like. Or like I'll be in the gym too, and like I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, what are you gonna, like I'll just blur you out, bro. Like that's just.
I just filmed at the gym for the first time,
and you'll get the only looks you'll probably get is from either older people or maybe like some people that will just move along.
But honestly, I feel like when we do be at the gym and I'm like recording, I kind of while I'm holding the phone and recording, I kind of look around to see if anybody's looking. No one looking.
Cares.
No one gives a fuck.
No one cares.
Yeah. So that's why I be like,
I love those videos when someone's like at the mall or at the airport and they're like, this is like an example that no one gives a fuck what you're doing, and they like literally
everybody's
scream.
like walking past.
Or this guy, I seen this one video where this guy's like in the middle intersection of Japan, and all these people. You imagine all these people crossing the streets, and he's like, this is an example of like no one giving a fuck, and then they're just walking by and he's just still recording.
Or that one guy, oh my god, I love his videos. He's like this chunky guy. I don't know where he's from, but he's hilarious. Like he be making his videos like lip singing, and he'd be like in the remember that one?
Yeah, you showed me a few.
Yeah, he'd be like, I don't know where he's from. I don't even know if he's from like the US, but like I don't know, it looks like a train station or like a subway, and he's literally like freaking model walking, lip singing these songs and stuff, and like nobody's looking at him.
Or like that
and
one guy, like that
crazy.
one guy that be like fucking twerking on like just.
Oh yeah, well they be. That's just funny. It's good vibes.
I'm just like, what the fuck? And like he's like
hey, baddies.
And then he's like twerking, and
I've
like,
seen that. I've seen that.
Like,
it's hilarious.
I'm dead.
But like that's how confident. Like you just gotta just ignore it. Like if you want it bad, if you want to start making a career and just making this a journey,
most definitely.
You have to get comfortable on camera.
When I'm getting paid, I don't care. So if I have like I need to go to Target to film something, I don't care.
And most of the time, people are gonna say shit, but they're like boomers, or they're just like like you just. But I'm getting paid, so don't worry about it. Like I don't care what you're saying.
Exactly. I saw a post that said like no one knows if you have 1 follower or 100,000 followers. So like when you're filming yourself, like no one cares, And I'm like, you're right. Like, because sometimes when you're a smaller creator, you kind of feel cringy. You're like. Yeah.
But even if you have 100 followers, you like
they
you
care
see,
about you. So
you see these examples where like at when you were starting off, these 100 followers, and they're like in the conference room or a stadium.
Yes, I love that.
Like,
the comparison.
Comparison.
They're like, this is 1,000 people. This is 500 people. I'm like, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
16 seconds.
Okay. All right. So we have 60 seconds. Would you want to say anything before we end this here? Anything else?
Well, thank you for having me. First off, Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
We'll definitely get you on another episode because I feel like there's a lot more we can talk about.
Yeah, I can talk all day.
On more.
Yeah, I can talk all day.
Yeah,
that's one thing about me. I don't shut up.
Yeah. It was good because there was a lot of shit that we wanted to really talk about more, but
yeah,
I know we're in time crunch.
That's fine. That's fine. I understand. I'll be back. Don't worry. Don't miss me too much. Just if you want to start creating, just pick up that camera and just click record because that's all it takes to begin. Use your phone. Literally use the back camera. Make sure to clean it. That's the first step. But yeah, I think if you want to start content creating, it just takes that one step. Get comfortable talking to the camera because that's the main part. You know, sometimes it's just a little odd, a little awkward at first, but pretend you're talking to a friend or your mom or something. That's what helped me. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for having me. And follow me at Adele, EHXDEL.
Yep, drop the tag.
Yes.
All right, so we'll wrap this up, and thank you guys for tuning in. You can hear us on all platforms, even on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you guys, because we have a lot more awesome episodes coming. So stay tuned, you guys. Thank you guys. Peace.